So, this happened last year when I was in college. I moved into this old apartment building about 20 minutes from campus. It was called Maplewood Court, but don't let the cute name fool you. It was one of those ancient places with peeling wallpaper, weird carpet smells, and light switches that only worked when they felt like it. But hey, it was cheap, and I was desperate to live alone. Apartment 6B. That was mine. A little one-bedroom with a tiny kitchen and a hallway that made this awful creaking sound when you walked through it too fast. At first, everything was fine. A little creepy, sure, but nothing unlivable. Until I found the floor plan. So I was trying to figure out how to reset the radiator, because it was blasting heat in the middle of a 70-degree day. I ended up on the building's website, digging around the maintenance section when I found the original floor plans. And that's when I saw something weird. The layout for 6B showed 3 rooms: living room, bedroom, and something labeled north room. I stared at it for a while. Then I looked around my apartment. I only had 2 rooms. There was no third door, no north room, nothing even close. Just a solid wall at the end of my hallway. At first I figured it was just outdated, or a mistake. But once I noticed it, I couldn't unnotice it. A couple nights later, I was lying in bed around 2 a.m. when I started hearing the sound, knocking, like really soft. Just a slow, steady tap tap tap, coming from inside the wall next to my bed. I sat up, thinking maybe it was the neighbors or something. But the sound wasn't coming from the other apartment. It was coming from inside my wall. Every night after that, around the same time, it would start again. Always from the same spot. Always those 3 quiet knocks. And yeah, I know how that sounds. I told myself it was the pipes, or the building settling. I told myself a lot of things just so I could sleep, but I wasn't sleeping well. Then, a few days later, the power went out. Whole apartment went dark. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and walked into the hallway to check the fuse box. And that's when I saw it. At the end of the hallway where there had always just been a blank wall, there was now a door. I froze. It was old, heavy, dark wood, brass handle, slightly warped, like it had been sitting there for decades. But it hadn't. That wall was blank. I knew it. And yet, there it was, waiting for me. I should have called someone, the landlord, my mom, literally anyone. But instead, I did what every dumb horror movie character does. I opened the door. The room was cold, dusty, completely untouched. It looked like something out of another century. Lace curtains, faded wallpaper, antique furniture that hadn't been moved in years. There was a vanity in the corner with a tall mirror, the kind you see in old haunted house movies. I walked over to it and no joke, the mirror didn't reflect me. I was standing right in front of it, holding my phone light and nothing, just darkness. Like I was looking through a window into a pitch black room. And then the darkness moved. Just a little, like a ripple across the glass. And suddenly, I saw myself. Same clothes, same face, but the reflection wasn't me. Because I wasn't smiling, but she was a slow, wide, unnatural smile. I backed up so fast, I nearly tripped over the chair. I slammed the door shut and ran back to my room. When I looked again, the door was gone. Just the same blank wall as before. After that, everything got worse. I started seeing her in dreams. I'd walk into that same room, only this time I belonged there. I'd sit at the vanity, brush my hair, smile into that awful mirror, and my reflection would smile back before doing something different, raising a hand, tilting her head, waving while I didn't. In the waking world, I started catching little things, off reflections, Delayed movements. I'd pass a window and see my reflection standing still when I kept walking. And every night, around 2 a.m., I'd hear the knocking again. Until last week, that night, the knocking stopped. Everything was completely silent. But when I opened my eyes, she was standing in the hallway. The girl from the mirror. She looked just like me, same pajamas, same scar on my eyebrow, same chipped nail polish, except her eyes didn't blink. And she was smiling. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I just stared as she walked toward me, leaned down, and whispered, "It's my turn now." I woke up the next morning in bed, alone. Sunlight pouring in through the window. It should have been over, right? Except now, everything feels wrong. My voice sounds strange in recordings. My reflection blinks out of sync. My dog won't come near me. My friends say I've been different lately. And when I smile in the mirror, it feels like she's the one doing it. So here's my advice. If you ever move into an old apartment and the floor plan shows a room that doesn't exist, don't go looking for it, because some rooms aren't forgotten, they're waiting.